This plugin is epic. Seriously, that's the name of this plugin. It's the Waves CLA Epic. And is it epic? I think it is, and in this video I'm going to show you how it sounds. I'll go into the details of what hardware is emulated in this plugin, plus I'll show you some of the controls, and I'll get into the presets a little later on in the video. And this thing comes with an epic amount of presets to help you get started. I'm Zane. Welcome to Simple Green Tech. I've included a link to the Waves CLA Epic down in the description, so if you're interested in getting some more information or maybe grabbing it for yourself, be sure to check that link down there. But right now, let's jump in and hear how the Waves CLA Epic sounds.
Better get used to reruns, that's all that plays in my mind. Reruns of you and me, the way that things they used to be. Better get used to reruns, like zombies in my head. You're back from the dead, and those days are gone.
The Waves CLA Epic is a combination of 4 reverb and 4 delay channels, with 7 classic digital hardware reverbs being emulated and 4 digital hardware delay emulations. And here's the breakdown of those emulations. Delay 1, this is your tape delay, and this is an emulation of the Marshall AR300 tape eliminator unit. Delay 2 is your throw delay, and this is the Line 6 Echo Pro. Delay 3 is a slop delay, and this is the Lexicon PCM42. And delay 4 is the crowd delay, and this is based on the Ursa Major space station. And then we have our reverb units over here. So reverb A is your plate delay, and this is based on the Lexicon 480L. Reverb B is a room reverb, and this is a combination of the Sony DRE2000 and the Bricasti Design M7. Reverb C is a hall reverb, and this is a combination of the EMT246 digital reverberator and the Yamaha Rev 1. And then there's the D reverb, which is the space reverb, and this is a combination of the Eventide H3000 and the AMS RMX 16. And all of those hardware units that this is emulating are very good on their own, but when you combine them all together like this, it creates an epic plugin. And you can combine any combination of these 8 channels and route them however you need, and I'll get into the routing more in just a little bit. But using multiple reverbs and delays may sound crazy, but it can actually bring some life to your mix, and you don't have to use it on just one instrument at a time. You can combine numerous instruments into one instance of this, and that's when the space and the width really start to take shape. So let's have a look at that right now. So I have vocals, guitar, and drums feeding into this one instance, and I started it as a vocal effect. So let's hear what it sounds like with just the vocals on their own.
Better get used to reruns, that's all that plays in my mind.
All right, so that's the vocals on their own. Now let's add in our guitar and hear how that sounds with it.
Better get used to reruns, that's all that plays in my mind. Reruns of you and me, the way that things they used to be. Better get used to
All right, now let's bring the drums into it.
Better get used to reruns, that's all that plays in my mind. Reruns of you and me, the way that things they used to be. Better.
All right, now let's bring in the rest of the mix so we can hear how this sounds in a mix.
Better get used to reruns, that's all that plays in my mind. Reruns of you and dead. Those days are gone and you're never coming back.
I'll be checking out several of the presets in just a bit, but right now let's have a look at the different sections of the Waves CLA Epic user interface. All right, so section 1 is the input section right here, and you have your meters on the top, and then you have these mute buttons here, and these can mute any of the effects. So they're all numbered for the delays and the letters for the reverbs. And when they're highlighted like this, that means it's muted. And you can also see over here, the mute button comes on, and you can control the mutes from over there as well. And this can be great for automating the plugin, as different sections of your song may have different requirements for the delays and the reverbs. And then down here you have your input fader, which is pretty straightforward. Now over here, we have our effects fader section, and each effect has the same controls. If you click the number at the bottom, it changes the focus to that effect. You can use these faders to control how much of each effect you want to send. You have your solo and mute buttons here for muting or soloing the effect. And then you have high pass and low pass filters up here. And you'll see when you hover over top of those, it shows you the digital readout for the amount that you're using. This digital LED right here is to read out where the volume fader sits for each effect. And you'll notice when you click on each of these numbers or letters here, it changes the LED screen at the top. And that allows you to access the controls for that particular effect. So you can go in and control the delay controls for the delays and the reverb controls for the reverbs, but you also have a master modulator knob that controls the modulation for all of the delays on this side and all of the reverbs on this side. So if I change it while I'm on delay 4, it's going to be the same when I'm on delay 1, 2, and 3. You'll see these bars that go around the modulation knob, and each of these bars is a fixed modulation depth. And when you move the knob through these sections, that controls the modulation speed for each section. So this can give you a ton more possibilities. Now, one of the really cool features is the routing panel, and this allows you to control how the delays flow. And you can set up some pretty complex routing here. You can have each of the delays sent directly to the output, or you can have each of the delays to send maybe to one of the reverbs or all of the reverbs if you want. Plus they can send to the reverbs and also send to the out. It's quite complex how you can control these. So if I were to click on A and B and we're on delay 4, that would send delay 4 to flow into reverb A and reverb B. Plus I have the output button pressed, so not only would it flow into A and B, it's also going to go to the output separately. If I were to take the out off, now delay 4 here is only flowing into reverb A and B. If you were to take it off, now it only flows into reverb A. And you can do that for all of them if you want them all to flow into reverb A. Or you can have it so they just get sent directly to the output. By flowing the delays into the reverb, it can smooth out the delay effect and make that digital repeat not as noticeable. And you can even go further here by adjusting the send amount of each delay. So if you were to click on this routing button here, you can see we have digital faders. It can control the amount you want to send to reverb A or to reverb B, C, and D. And you can do that for each of your delays. And then finally on the interface, we have our output section. So you have your output meters up here, and then you have your dry wet mix knob. So you can control how much of the wet effect that you want to send out. And then of course you have the output controls how much of the effect you want to actually output. Now I want to go through some of the presets that this comes with, and this has a lot. So you have your CLA presets for drums, guitars, keys, and vocals. Plus you have all of these artist presets in here, and there is a lot of them. So I'll go through some of these right now and we'll give it a listen.
I fell in love with an alien. The men came searching, but I kept her hidden. Trying to fix her craft to get her home. Where she came from, I don't know. I fell in love with an alien. I gathered parts and she kept working. Her craft is fixed and now she's free. Free to leave Earth and me. I fell in love with an alien. The men came searching, but I kept her hidden. Trying to fix her craft to get her home. Where she came from, I don't know. I fell in love with an alien. I gathered parts and she kept working. Her craft is fixed and now she's free. Free to leave Earth and me. You can't start a revolution. Just remember that rock and roll ain't noise pollution. You can't start a revolution. Just remember that rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Want that rockin' attitude? If not us, then you.
Now, if you want to check out a demo and review of the little brother to this plugin, the Wave CLA Echosphere, click up here, or click down here to see what YouTube recommends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Simple Green Tech, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.